everyone. And welcome to the Seneca County Board of Commissioner meeting. Today's Thursday, April 24th, 2025. It's 10 a.m. in the morning. We'll call the meeting to order and we'll open with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call please. Well, I jumped ahead like I usually do. We'll pause and let the guests present. We'll just take a pause for a quick brief prayer. Dear God, please look over the Seneca County Board of Commissioner meeting and give us guidance and wisdom as we make decisions for our county. Amen. Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Here.
Commissioner Frankert?
Here.
Commissioner Bustecker?
Here. Okay, at this time, we'll accept a motion to approve the digital audio recordings of our previous board session on Thursday, April 17th, 2025.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Bustecker?
Yes.
Commissioner Frankert?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. Okay, minutes approved. We move on to our agenda. First on the list, we have Access Family Services. Ariel, would you like to come forward? Nearhood Program Coordinator, and welcome to our meeting.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to be here and having us out today. So we're just here to celebrate our retired and senior volunteer program volunteers that do day in, day out volunteer service in our community. We've been here a few years, or a few years prior to this,
Yes.
just celebrating our volunteers. And so we wanted to come out and do it again just because we had some new programming within our organization. And so I wanted to highlight that today. And so for those of you that don't know, RSVP is the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program. We're a program of AmeriCorps seniors, if you've heard of AmeriCorps. We're a program that enrolls seniors 55 and older into volunteer service. They're all showed up and they all wear their little blue shirts, which is so sweet. Thank you for letting me tell you what to wear today. Several around me work at local food pantries. They help in our local schools. Some of them provide transportation and companionship to homebound adults. And that now includes a nursing home visitation team that we started last year. Their service inspires me every day, and so I just thought I would allow some of them to speak because they do all of the hard work. But before I do that, I wanted to let you know that here in Seneca County, we have over 80 volunteers doing those very thing, and we're really proud of that. Last year, they completed over 1,613 hours in our local community. That includes 28 students that were served by our mentors, and that also includes over 382 families that were served with our local food pantry partners. And so, of course, it's not just about the numbers, it's about the people that are doing the serving. That is all that our program involves. It's about keeping seniors active with a volunteer opportunity, just to bring purpose to their senior and their golden years, so to speak. And so I would love to introduce you to a few of them if they are interested in speaking. Pat, did you want to say a few words about what you do?
I volunteer at Kraut School. I'm one of the Read to Succeed reading mentors. This is my third year. I also do sewing, and do quilts for foster kids. So,
How many did you do last year?
I took on a home in Erie County, sorry, Sandusky County, or Seneca County did not want to talk to me. But it's a home for boys and they have 25 beds, so I did 25 boys quilts. Just 25.
Let me see your thing.
Yeah. 25.
I sew all the time anyways, I might as well do something constructive.
That's great. Yeah, other organizations were helping Seneca County, and so Pat was driving by and just kind of on her heart to help that foster care home, and so we kind of connected those dots
really
for
cool.
her. And so hopefully she'll kind of teeter towards Seneca County when that group no longer helps provide that.
Yeah.
And so they're taken care of, so Pat kind of found an opening there. And yeah,
There's need
that's on
everywhere.
top of doing, I think you did 50 hours over at Crow Elementary last year, helping 5 different kids, and so we're so thankful for her, for
It's
sure.
an hour and a half, twice a week.
It's
not
huge.
like it's all day long. It's just a couple hours.
Thank you.
It means a
Sure
lot.
does.
Those students light up when they see her, and it's not just because she provides them with, cookies or something like that. that apparently they get, and I just have yet to see. So we're so thankful for Pat Disability. And so even if they're not a nonprofit partner of ours within our MOU agreements, if there is a way that they want to give back, that's a passion of theirs, like Pat who's sewing, we kind of connect the dots for them and go about it that way. And then our last little speaker, Sister Judy, she's going to touch on our Golden Companion project that we kind of implemented last year because all of the COVID restrictions have been lifted from our nursing homes. And so Sister Judy was one of our, what we call our Golden Companions, that is a nursing home visitation group. So I'll let her share a few words from that.
Okay. Yes, I am a Tiffin native, Sister of St. Francis. And from the early 2000s, I was living and ministering in Lima and came back to Tiffin in 2018. And I've been amazed of all the development that has happened in the Tiffin, Fostoria, and the county areas, the different villages. So pat yourselves on the back. So with that, in last year, Ariel had an article on the front page of the AT saying that she wanted to start this new program and project for seniors to visit at the different nursing homes, and I just jumped at that. I was so excited because I've been dreaming, how can I be a listener to people in this area, in the Tiffin area, and just encourage people, because I know people have different family situations that they are living in, conflicts, or the elderly as they have to move to a nursing home, and the adjustments. And so I thought, wow, here's an opportunity to go and visit people that are making those kinds of adjustments. And so I really have appreciated this program.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was something that one of our volunteers again brought forward, that she was visiting nursing homes but wanted kind of some guidelines in place just in case for the legality purposes, and we're recognizing the autonomy of those residents in those nursing homes. That is their house. And so they knock on their door, ask if they want a friendly visitor. A lot of times our nursing home partners will give us some suggestions of who hasn't had a visitor in quite some time because their family's out of county, and so we're kind of able to fill in that gap. And just like Sister Judy said, just be that listening ear, just be that friend. And it has been such a sweet, sweet relationship between the residents and our volunteers. There's about a dozen or so volunteers that kind of go in a standing appointment when they can go. They shoot me a text or email when they show up, and then we know just for security purposes when they're there on the floor. And then they kind of tap out for the week. And so it has been so sweet to hear the residents even feedback from their visitors. So we're thankful for that.
Could
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
just add
Absolutely.
a little tidbit?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so when I first went to the courtyard and learned that the names of some of the people that I might visit, one was Jean McQuistion. I thought, Jean McQuistion, how would I know that name, that person? Well, 30 years ago, he was in charge of the crew for Habitat for Humanity. And so I was one of the volunteers, minimal volunteers then, to work with his wife to put out the lunch, on a Saturday when the guys were working on the houses, especially down on 5th Avenue at that time. So it was just coming around the circle and saying, oh, I know you, and made all those connections, and it's just been a wonderful experience. And he had to sell his house this past year, and so he just wanted to have a drive around his house one more time before there were new owners. So that's just been wonderful.
Ariel,
Yeah.
I just wanted to add quick. I'm
This is
Mary.
Mary.
Mary Reaver.
Hi, Mary.
I have been blessed as much as I hope to bless other people, and so not that I need any reward, but I do feel that. And I just read on Seneca News Daily this morning. I hope I get this right. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, leaves a trail of love behind. And so I thought, that's why we do things like this. Like why a lot of people do acts of kindness.
Great.
Yeah.
What Mary's not saying is I didn't force you, kind of, with a cute baby. I had I don't even know how old he was. He was like just newly one, our oldest son, and she walked the Heritage Parade with us, handing out information about our program. And so she walked that whole parade route and beat me half the time because, again, I had the wagon. So it was really fun. We had a good time that day. So that's really all I wanted to share is some of our volunteer stories of how they give back to our community.
Well, we have one left, so you have to say something.
Bonnie, you want to say anything?
Do I have to say something? Well, it's just kind of been an extension of what I've done. I have almost 30 years' experience in long-term care as a director of Alzheimer behavior and geriatric units in facilities. So when I saw, I think I must have read it on SND. I'm not just sure where I read that she had it. And it was over at Upper Sandusky. She was trying to get Wyandotte County going. We both drive over there, and we're the only two that go over there. So anyhow, you know, that it's sort of just been an extension of what my life work had been, so.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's always fun when they take the field that they were already a part of, where many of my retired teachers don't want to work with the students anymore. They want to work in a different capacity, and so it's so fun when you've been inspired in your working career, and then you want to give back in the same way. So that's really all I had to share. Those interested in volunteering are welcome to get a hold of me. I'm in the United Way office in the very back. I'm sharing my offices with Sister and Shelter, and then of course North Central United Way. But they can give me a call or visit our website, it's just SenecaGiveBack.org, and there is our myriad of counties that we cover. But if you click on the Seneca tab, it will show you all of our site partners locally, and then all of what they do. And then, of course, Facebook and everything, we call it our Hall of Fame for our local volunteers, because if they let us take their picture, that's where we kind of blast them a little bit for just honoring them of what they do. And so thank you again for having us out today. They truly live up to our agencies. I know yesterday you guys were at the legislative, I keep wanting to say breakfast, with the luncheon, and they were talking about going forth and doing good. That is truly our motto. And so thanks again for having us.
So before we have you come up, we have a proclamation, but the commissioners, would you like to say anything?
I'd just like to, the ultimate way of giving is giving back, and that's what, that gives everybody when you do more for people, like in a nursing home, because, have relatives and friends in there, it gets kind of lonely in there and stuff on it, and that's kind of, through the scope of taking care of, you got kids all the way up to, the nursing home and stuff on that, and that's the greatest gift you can ever give is just time. That's, I've learned through my life that, sitting around with people you farm for around the kitchen table means a lot more to them than, when you're delivering the check at the end of the year and stuff, just the time of conversation stuff with it. Because if they don't have family or their family's far away, it just means a lot to have a companionship. So thank you for dedicating your time for that.
Anything from you?
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you
and
very much.
As commissioners, these are some of the things we get to have the privilege of experiencing. Listening to these great stories in our county, and so yeah, I appreciate it. It's nice that you have young people involved too. And you mentioned that, right? You have some younger kids that you
All of our volunteers are 55, but they're serving our students as well.
Yeah,
so
the
they're serving all
involved,
ages, for sure.
And so, yeah, thank you. So, Commissioner Bustecker?
Okay. All right. Oh, geez. Lunches there.
We still put our glasses on.
Proclamation for National Volunteer Week. Whereas National Volunteer Week, established in 1974 by the U.S. government, is an opportunity for communities and organizations throughout the country to recognize volunteers for their selfless contribution and inspire new volunteers to get involved. And whereas National Volunteer Week, also referred to as National Volunteer Appreciation Week or National Volunteer Recognition Week, occurs annually the third week of April. And whereas National Volunteer Week falls within Community Service and Volunteerism Month, and a line that helps encourage recruitment to public service projects in the recognition of volunteers. And whereas locally, Seneca County's AmeriCorps, seniors, RSVP, and other community volunteers are to be commended for the time, talent, labor, and donations they volunteer to regularly assist associations and their communities. Whereas AmeriCorps seniors RSVP, and other community volunteers provide critical services across our county, enrich the lives of individuals in need, advancing education, improving health and wellness, promoting social equality, and supporting the efforts of local nonprofits, schools, and government agencies. And whereas their volunteers demonstrate an unwavering commitment to building a stronger and more compassionate society through their selfless service and leadership, and whereas the contributions of these dedicated individuals are invaluable to our communities as they unite in service to make Seneca County a better place. In witness whereof, we, the Board of Seneca County Commissioners, here unto set our hand to this proclamation, this 24th day of April, in the year of our Lord, 2025. Commissioner Anthony Paradiso, Bill Frankert, and Brent Bustecker.
So thank you, Ariel, Pat, Mary, Sister Judy, and Bonnie, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Would you like to come up for a quick photo? We'd love to have you up.
Sure.
Sage, are you good? Okay. Thank you. I see you there, listening.
No, we'll be back.
Good.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, okay. That's fine, honestly. Although Pat.
How many years have you been in coordinator?
7.
I can tell you. It's a great. Come on. Go ahead.
You're short. She said it, I didn't.
Hey, you stand by my neighbor.
Thanks for coming up.
Bonnie, sit down.
Who you doing, Laura?
Are we good?
Sure.
You need to get down a little bit.
You tell us.
Yeah, you should be good.
We should be good.
You should be good. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, a few more. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Appreciate it.
And
Thank you.
What more does the meeting?
sponsor.
Oh, they have, they're
So
from
my
the
youngest,
state.
Denny,
and we'll
is
just-
We're all ready for today.
I was thinking about that, like,
So
I was
some
thinking
people
about
work.
time to
There's
go
not
out.
where each child's at.
You guys can look at it.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one I.
You know what I found out there was this weekend? A few days ago. There's so many things going on.
I'm laughing.
So I asked Liz, I'm like, are you guys making it? She goes,
Well, I'll wait. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go.
Yeah, I'll take a look at
Thank you
it.
guys so much.
feel bad.
Thank you.
Can I give you these?
Sure, absolutely. Yes,
Thank you,
absolutely.
appreciate it.
Okay, next on the agenda, Micah with Campfire Camp Glen. Come on up.
Good morning.
Hi. How do we pronounce your last name?
Zena.
Zena. I didn't say it because I would not have said that.
It's okay. Usually it's
I,
Zena.
but it's Zena.
But it's Zena, yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Micah Zena,
Um,
welcome.
So I wasn't sure how this all kind of worked. So I do have a little bit of a slideshow,
Yeah.
if y'all are open to that. It's
Yeah,
just
can we do that?
pictures.
Yeah, it might take me a minute, but
It's on a jump drive, and it's just one thing on that drive.
We'll try it. You
If-
keep talking while they get the
And
technology
if it doesn't
together.
work, it doesn't work. Yeah.
Okay.
It's in an MP4 format and another format that I've never heard of, so. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Micah Zena. I'm the interim CEO of Campfire Sandusky County. In the last 2 years, we've taken over Campfire Northwest Ohio's territory. That Campfire Northwest Ohio out of Findlay has dissolved. And they were the charitable organization that oversaw Camp Glen out on 131, Township Road 131. Are y'all familiar with Camp Glen?
Yeah, yeah.
So I have a history. I worked for Campfire Northwest Ohio first, and I'm from Louisiana. I had never heard of Campfire. I was really excited to get involved in this organization, especially whenever I went out to Camp Glen. Camp Glen is my happy place. It is something that's so different than anywhere in this area. Coming from South Louisiana where everything's covered in swamp and trees, to move to Ohio where everything was cornfields, then to get to Camp Glen and there was rolling hills and trees, and I was like, oh, thank God. So it's been my home, and I'm just so grateful that even though the organization that I was part of in Findlay, when I've been a part of this, hopefully revitalization of Camp Glen is our goal. So I'm really here to talk about what we have going on out there this summer. Our main goal right now is visibility. Camp Glen has been around since 1959. It can sleep 180 campers, and it's 145 acres of just beautiful grounds that it has unfortunately has not been utilized the way it could be in the last 10 years or so, from what I understand. So now that we have this opportunity, we're trying to revitalize it. We're trying to get the word out that we're there, we're here, it's open. So I'm going to share with you the programs that we have out there. I brought some flyers for you guys. And so,
You might want to give a brochure to the lady in the front there.
yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Good, thank you.
And I have extra summer camp flyers if anybody wants to take them and share them for us. So the first thing that we do out at Camp Glen that not a lot of people know about is our leadership development and outdoor education programs. So we have still in the last 5 years have been hosting retreats out there. We've been hosting corporate leadership development and youth development as well, youth retreats, youth team building. We have people that rent our whole camp. Like we have a couple of organizations that come to us and they can just rent our entire camp for their own purposes. So we're very a la carte when it comes to what you need from Camp Glen and what you need from us. So that's that first thing that we're able to do. We're able to host outdoor school. We have schools that come out to us and rent the whole facility or a couple of buildings, and they do their own outdoor school, and the teachers teach their science lessons in outdoor settings. But we also have our own outdoor program as well that we are launching this season, and that's something that we hope to bring to the community is more outdoor education, environmental awareness, connecting kids to the outdoors, connecting them to each other and to themselves is our mission. So that's that first component that I sent, and the pictures that you see behind.
Yeah, I can't get the other screen to come up.
Sorry,
That's fine.
Tom, we can't get that one back to the board.
Okay.
Turn that a little bit here.
You need help.
Yeah, and these are just pictures of what
Yes,
we've
I'm
been
sorry.
doing
Yeah, you can see it.
lately. So
You're good.
just some photos about what we do, of what we've been doing lately. So the next flyer that I have for you guys is our summer camp flyer. So we have 2 summer camp locations. We have one in Fremont that is our day camp, and that's at Misty Meadows. And now we're launching summer camp at Camp Glen again. We have 3 weeks planned this season. Last year we had 2 weeks. We had very low numbers. We understand that it's something that we have to build again. So we're hoping to get more of a turnout this year. But those 3 weeks at Camp Glen, we're offering a day camp option for kindergartners through 3rd grade. And, day camp could be kindergarten through 6th grade. And then an overnight week for our 3rd through 6th graders can stay the whole week. So our littles aren't staying the whole week, but our older kiddos can. But if it's a day camp option, if they're in 3rd through 6th grade, if they want to test the waters to stay out there, they have that optional Thursday night overnight stay. So that is what we have going on at Camp Glen, and then on the other side of our summer camp flyer, it's also what we have going on in Fremont. And we have a lot of kiddos come from Tiffin to our day camp in Fremont. We are a licensed childcare. It is a licensed day camp out there, and we can accept county pay benefits. We do a big scholarship drive. We don't turn anyone away. So we want to make sure that any kid that wants to be at camp can be there. So we have lots of different options to help make that happen. And we rely on the support of charitable organizations as well as the community members. The other thing that we do, which is part of Seneca County, is we serve the youth at the Fostoria Townhomes. We received funding to bring them to summer camp. And actually, they're in some of these pictures from last year. We brought them, we bring them to 4 weeks to our day camp in Fremont. We contract with SCAT, and they transport the kids for us every day. And then we also we bring them for a week out at Camp Glen, and we did that last year for a week. So it's totally free to those kids. They don't pay anything, and that's something that we are going to continue to do this summer. And then, okay, so then I think this is. So the next flyer is just an event flyer. You know, we rent out our facilities. We rent them in Fremont and at Camp Glen. It's a perfect venue for a wedding, for a family reunion, for graduation parties. Like, we have all the recreational stuff out there for a fun event. It's not our costs are not astronomical. We're very fair when it comes to that. So that is an option in your community that many people are not aware of. And the last flyer is our summer camp flyer as well. So we've got a lot going on this summer. You know, unfortunately, I have not spent a lot of time in Tiffin, but I've spent a lot of time at Camp Glen. And I hear, it really saddens me. I feel like there's a certain age when I talk to people that they're like, oh yeah, I know Camp Glen. I remember Camp Glen. I went to Camp Glen as a campfire girl, or I went to Camp Glen when I was a teenager. And it's usually people about my age that know that, like, are the last ones that remember Camp Glen, and that's what I experience. And then what's really sad is when I talk to younger people, our kiddos, and they're like, "What's that?" You know. So that's really our goal, is just to help people remember that Camp Glen is here, start to develop those programs again so all kids can have access to it, and the community support that Camp Glen needs in order to be able to continue to thrive. So that's all I got for you guys today. So,
Wow, very good. Boy, nice presentation.
does anyone have any questions?
Any questions?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do for Shark Week?
Oh.
It's on there.
On which one? This one?
July 22nd to 25th at Mississippi Meadows.
You gonna go, Brent?
I don't know.
This
You bring
one?
in sharks?
Well,
Or?
this one was last year's flyer, and
Okay.
this is for the Fostoria townhouses when we brought them to them. But for Shark Week, we did have everything was shark focused. We had signs all over camp of references from Jaws that kids had no idea about. Every time somebody said, "We need a bigger boat," the kids were like, "What?" Which was kind of fun. We had a staff member last year that really loved sharks, so she just really ran with it. Everything was shark themed. They made different shark projects. We played shark games in the pond. So that's what that would look like. Yeah.
I think Tony and I'd throw $50 a piece and give Brandon a shark outfit. Yeah.
I'd even see throw me in with the shark.
Here we go.
Unfortunately, we don't have that theme this year. So, yeah.
Yeah, just so
Yeah,
Get the
anytime
kids
they
out.
get outside, it's.
Get them outside, get them in the woods, get them doing
Yeah.
things, get them,
Turn off the cell phone.
get the phones, all
Amen.
these tremendous programs. Camp Penninger, we talked about that with Mr. Bridenball's kids went there for, you know, they're bringing that back. It's kind of a Christian-based camp.
Yep.
And, yeah, we grew up, this was the thing, we went to it.
Yeah, no, okay, so.
Yeah, and our,
Similar.
our goal is also to get Camp Glen licensed as a day camp as well. It's not gonna happen this year, but we are American Camp Association accredited, which also allows us to pursue that day camp accreditation, which then we'll be able to accept the benefits for kiddos that need that extra support. This year, we're not there, we're just not there yet, but that is our goal. And Camp Glen, it does have some internet out there for the people that work there, but it's shoddy at best. And that's one other reason I love to go out there, because I am not accessible when I'm at Camp Glen.
I
And
know
it
the
is
feeling there,
wonderful.
yeah. Well, any other?
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really awesome. And,
Great.
We, yeah, anybody want any questions for our guest?
are you guys do anything with like GL Camp? I don't know, for instance, on that board, because they could help you maybe funding to help get this, because they do a lot with, you know, anywhere from 6 weeks on up to preschool kids and stuff on that, so maybe they do a lot of grant writing and stuff on
Might
that.
hook
so-
them up.
GL Camp,
GL
GL.
Camp.
Camp,
Framework.
yeah, Great Lakes Community Action.
Action,
Movement.
right.
We'll have
So I
Commissioner
don't know if
Bustecker talk to you after the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
Cause
willing to.
yeah, because this could fall right into actually what you talked about last week with kids and stuff on that, and boy, if we can help get some funding to, that way the kids can kind of leave their daycare facilities, come out for a day and do, I see a great partnership there, right? So.
Yes, and that's, you know, that, we also partner with the Finley Cities, not Finley City, they all start with F, Fremont City Schools,
Fremont,
where we
Foster,
have, we, the last 3 years, we were the recipient of a Department of Education grant for summer school expansion, and we had the kids that participated in summer school come to our day camp for half a day, once they were done with their summer school program. You know, so that was a great partnership, and we're still doing that. We're gonna be using scholarship dollars to accept some more kids this summer. It won't be as big as we were able to do it previously. But any way that we can coordinate and collaborate with other community partners that are serving youth to come out and enjoy the grounds, we are definitely open to that.
Okay,
Very good.
you got the photo?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All
We'll
right.
give you your thumb drive back.
Perfect.
And, yeah, we'll probably,
Thank you.
10, 15 more minutes.
Sure.
Okay, we're going to go into commissioner report. Who would like to go first?
I'll take off with it.
Okay.
So on Monday, had Board of Election training and stuff on that to get ready for the May election coming up. Spent a few hours down there to get trained on that. And then we had the TSEP Chamber Legislative Luncheon yesterday, and that was, I think, Bryce, about 140 people was there. What a great turnout, yeah. Great turnout for that. Yeah, it was, everybody did a great job, and thanks for Tony for taking the lead on that for our office.
Commissioner's
Doing a
office.
great job, yes.
Thank you.
Nice job with that. This morning I did WTTF with Representative Click. He kind of gave a few updates on some of the bills that he's working on, and that brings us up to today.
You becoming a radio person.
That's it.
That's great.
Over the last week, a lot of stuff I did, I spent a lot of time with Barb and some of the stuff with the MSP, the master service provider for our IT in the county, trying to get that in line so we can get that narrowed down to the final one. Same time, we had done interviews with 5 different people for the law enforcement specific. I sat in on 4 of the 5. All the candidates were great. I think we narrowed it down to 3. I don't want to take too much away from things she may want to say. So we spent a lot of time on that. Same time, Kathy Oliver is retiring from JFS, so she and I have put together a committee to try to look to find a replacement for her. She's in the process of some things with that as well. You know, she was there for 22 years. She's not going to be the easiest person to replace. So, thank you for her service.
Good.
Same as everybody else. Attended the legislative event yesterday. I thought you did a good job. Everybody else did as well. I think you even gave Representative Glick a couple minutes to speak. And then we also had Highbridge discuss
Yeah.
some legislative things yesterday as well. So that's pretty much up to date.
Yeah, good. I think just so the public understands, you know, there are 3 commissioners, and it's kind of nice. Commissioner Busdecker's new, so stepping up, he's taking on projects. We do a lot of things together, and we ultimately approve things together or disapprove things together, but we have committees, you know, and that's how most government's set up. But I'll give Commissioner Busdecker credit. He's now working with Barb on the IT initiative, and he's working with Barb on the Job and Family Services, initiative. So that's good to see you, dive in a little bit. Yeah, and appreciate that. And so we've had a pretty good week. You'll see in some resolutions that we've been talking about. We're just kind of cleaning up some things with the airport. With some EMS issues, and so forth. So with that, I'll just jump over to Barb, County Administrator report.
Just a couple of things. As Brent alluded to, working with the JFS director position, I'm working on gathering information to get a job posting together. I would like to have that posted tomorrow. See what we get out of that, and we'll go to the committee and make our recommendations for interviews. So hopefully that process, in the next couple of weeks will come to fruition with a few good candidates, and we'll move forward with that. The IT technician interviews were held this week. We've narrowed we had 5 that we interviewed, narrowed it down to 3. I'm working on getting second round interviews set up next week. We would like to have the managed service provider sit in on that. Even if it's not our service provider, we've asked one of them to come and sit through those interviews to give a little more technical information that they can question the applicants on.
Yep.
So I'm working on that for next week. Just have a couple of reminders that Claus Construction is having their 50th anniversary
Good.
open house tomorrow. That starts at 3. I think the ribbon cutting is at 4 that the chamber is putting on for that. And then there is also a regional legislative briefing on April 28th at Carmies that will meet with other area counties and CCAO to go over a few
is
things
Monday.
there. Yeah, it's Monday.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And then I had I have an email here from Ed Sheeter. They are bringing in the 3 3/5 scale Vietnam Memorial, 911 Memorial, and Desert Storm Iraqi Freedom Memorials are coming to Fostoria on June 26th. They are doing an opening ceremony at 4:30. They are asking if one or all of the commissioners would like to attend this opening ceremony. So if any of you would like to speak or just be in attendance, let me know. I'll get back to Ed. And but that will be on display at Fostoria High School from June 26th through June 30th. So they're also asking for volunteers to help set up.
What time is that for the?
The open ceremony is planned for 4 p.m. on the 26th, June 26th. So I will get back to him on that. I also have sales tax. I was hoping that I would have it last week, but the state didn't have it posted yet. But I have sales tax for the month of April that would have been for sales from February. We collected $860,743.33 in sales tax. So for the 4-month period of 2025, we are on target with our sales tax collection.
You know what
So
we did last year?
last year, this is
Yeah.
just shy of $5,000 from what we did last year. So, and with the high collection the previous month of March, it's down $357,000, but that's not,
But when you had the 4.
but when you add up the 4 up, we are on
Okay.
target.
So, from a calendar perspective, either bring up the Fostoria, the walk to all of us when we meet sometime.
Yep.
Or we can do it now.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
That's easy,
Yeah,
right?
I'll-
We'll go.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Yeah, we'd love to
just
go.
double check schedule.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I
At
just
first,
got
otherwise-
it, and I just
Yeah.
want to bring it to your attention,
Yeah.
so,
We have a
um,
few parades coming up and a few things.
Yep.
but Yeah, we're good.
so,
Okay, is that it?
that's all I have.
Any old business from anybody? Lenny Klaus, I had it in my, I was gonna mention that, 50 years he's been in business, and so it is an open house ribbon cutting, but it's a 50-year celebration.
Yep.
4 o'clock this Friday out at Lenny's place, so, good. Okay, new business. Back to you.
I have a few supplemental appropriations, several from the general fund. Unemployment expenses, this was, the auditor's office was invoiced for some higher unemployment expenses, so they're asking for an additional $20,000 to cover those. Then I have salaries for precinct workers of $10,000, supplies of $35,184, contract services of $20,000, software license and services of $20,000, and travel for board members of $5,500. This is all for Board of Election, and this is the funding that came from the Secretary of State's office. I have the Wolf Creek Ditch Project Fund, other expense of $28.15. This is to clear up some real estate fees from settlement that weren't originally appropriated. The Crum Ditch Project Fund, I have an advance out of $22,759.87. This is to repay the advance that we provided to Soil and Water last year. We will have this periodically for the next 5 years or so to repay that dollar amount.
We'll finish, then I'll ask.
Also for the Crum Ditch project, we have other expense of $455.20. Again, this is real estate fees from the settlement of real estate taxes. And then I have Ohio Peace Officer training for training of $1,000, and this is for continuing professional training at the sheriff's office.
Okay, so I'll make a motion, we approve supplemental appropriations as read.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion. You guys go first. I do have a couple things.
Go ahead, Adam.
Okay, now, two things. So on the ditch fund, we advance money. They're paying us back.
Yep, it gets collected on real estate taxes, and then
Explain it.
it gets
Having a-
refreshed, it gets repaid back to the commissioner's office.
Advanced out means what?
That we are paying that advance back, that advanced out is being paid back to the commissioners. This
So-
money's
so the
coming
fund
back.
can
to
only-
the-
so-
Yeah, I
so
get the
basically-
fund, but
No, no,
I don't wanna get the
listen.
terminology. Yeah,
So-
yeah,
So
yeah.
the fund can only have, when they do a ditch project, so the max you can retain in the fund is 20% of the project. So as everything goes, when comes time to clean the ditch out, what's gonna be more, so we gotta advance, and then
So
they
we
get
didn't,
refunded.
so we didn't advance it all at once. We're advancing.
No,
No, no.
we did
We did
advance
advance.
all of the
Okay,
money for the
I'm following you.
project.
Keep going. Yeah.
And then it
So-
gets assessed on their real estate taxes, and as settlement
It's
comes
back
in,
to us back.
over a 5-year period,
Yes.
they pay that money back.
Got that. So why does that say out?
Because we are, the advance
We're-
out
we're
is coming
paying it
from that
out to
fund
get it
to
back.
the commissioners.
Okay, I got it. Okay. I just had a brain fade.
It's
and I
okay.
didn't-
It's
I
all
didn't ask
good,
it 'cause I
Tony.
didn't understand it. See,
It's all
Mr.
good.
Bradwell, I didn't understand it, so I'm asking.
It's all
I
good.
got it. Okay, I got you. Thank you. Thanks for helping me there. Okay, and did we receive the money from Secretary of State?
Yes,
So now we
Yes,
were
this
waiting
is
on
the
it.
$90,000.
Now that we have the money, now
yep.
we're
They had to have it
appropriating
certified through Budget Commission, and now they're appropriating
Yeah,
that money
so
for
we're
use.
good. I'm good. Any more questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, roll call.
Commissioner
Thank you.
Bustaker?
Yes.
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. Got it.
Okay. On to resolutions
I'm
then.
gonna have to make that red print or something. I got it.
A resolution changing the boundary lines of Clinton and Hopewell Townships to make them identical to the city of Tiffin.
So move.
Second.
Okay, so I received a resolution or an ordinance from the city of Tiffin requesting that the boundaries be changed for Clinton and Hopewell Townships. It looks like these are all from prior years, from 2006 to 2024, that properties were annexed into the city, I believe. Yes, to the city. Most of them are to the city, I believe. So we are just basically refreshing those boundary lines so that they're not being taxed in a township and also the city of Tiffin.
Who's requesting it? The city?
The city has requested it.
The city?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what, okay. Good, are you good?
Yep.
Okay? Brett?
Yeah.
Roll call?
Commissioner Bustaker?
Yes.
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
Resolution supporting State Issue 2, renewal of the State Capital Improvement Program on the May 6, 2025 statewide ballot.
So move.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and second. Just a comment, I called Engineer Zimmerman before the meeting, and he guesstimates that over the last 40 years, Seneca County's received $30 million in grant money as a result of this program. And anyhow, so we're encouraging people to support Issue 2, which will set it up for the next 10 years.
Well, and again, just a
And
little bit of
you wanna
information
add
on
to
what
that?
Issue 2 is.
Good.
It's state government, it's between the state and local government for funds for local infrastructure. So it could be roads, it could be bridges. And
Sewer, water.
yes, and so the state will bond this, and then they will use that money to bring it back to the local communities.
It's a huge program. It's competitively bid. There's always a match, so that whoever applies puts skin in the game. And, you know, Green Springs to Bettsville, the townships, both cities. It's a great program. So we're supporting that with this resolution. Any other discussion? Okay.
Commissioner Bustaker?
Yes.
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. Thank you.
Resolution authorizing a lease agreement with the Village of Bettsville effective April 1st of 2025 and ending March 5th of 2109.
That's not a typo.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, this is a $1 a year lease with Bettsville for our new EMS building. We're excited to formalize this. I
Yes,
would
and
think.
we are working, we are not into this building yet. We are working on finalizing some
Really close.
final licensing with the pharmacy board and things like that. So until we get that, we can't move into that building, but we will enter into that
So the
lease.
mayor's happy, we'll have a
Yes.
lease.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll call?
Commissioner Bustaker?
Yes.
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
Resolution entering into an agreement for grant application and loan acquisition of parcel W on behalf of the Seneca County Airport.
So move.
Second. We've been talking about this for meetings after meetings. It's just part of the ongoing plan, so, yep, any other issues? We take the grant, we submit it to the FAA. Once approved, they give us the money and we acquire the property.
Commissioner Bustaker?
Yes.
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
A resolution entering into a grant application for the master plan project, subject to independent fee review on behalf of the Seneca County Airport.
So move. Second.
Okay,
There's same thing, applying for the grant. Roll call?
Commissioner Bustecker?
Yes.
Commissioner Frankert?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. Okay, a little housekeeping there out of the way.
Yep. It's always a good thing, because those have to be,
Yeah.
have a timeline and.
Takes forever to
get that,
work on these
yeah.
things, but.
And the last resolution that I have is a resolution authorizing a fund advance repayment from the Crum Ditch Project Fund to the general fund in the amount of $22,759.87.
So moved.
Second.
You get that, Tony?
I'm not even asking anything. Roll call.
Commissioner Bustecker?
Yes.
Commissioner Frankert?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yeah, so we have a couple farmers here, we've got a couple, regional planning, what other boards were you on out there?
Soil and water.
Soil and water, Paul, so you guys know all this stuff. I'm a little handicapped, but good. Any other business?
Not at this time.
Anything up here, we good? We'll go to public comment, anybody want to say anything? Yes.
I was just curious if any more word for Election Day is going to get out somehow. Last night at church, I reminded folks Election Day was coming up on May 6th. The majority of people didn't even know we were voting.
Lori,
You know, I mean,
I've had compliments about the amount of advertising we've done in the newspaper, on Facebook, and on the radio, so.
So maybe you put a plug in the newspaper.
I was wondering, does SND they haven't, I don't think Dale's ran anything. Has about a
Dale
upcoming
does his own
election.
thing, we don't.
Yeah.
work
Yeah,
directly with
you
Dale.
don't give him any information.
He doesn't
No,
request
AT
it.
covers us, she's here every week.
I think Kayla's planning something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I was gonna say,
But
we
good.
work very closely with.
Sounds like AT's gonna have a feature article, and you can let Dale know, maybe.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
good?
Dale's very aware of who we are and what
Yeah.
we do, so.
Absolutely. But thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I was just wondering, because
Right.
so many people, I said, well, there's a couple issues you ought to know about, so.
You just can't assume, people don't, not everybody knows. Yeah. Good, anything else?
Tony, just as a former mayor, thank you for.
Adam Greenslade, former mayor of Green Springs, thank you for coming.
Yeah, no, thank you for the endorsement of issue 2. Just some other kind of information for the voters to know, it's not a tax increase. This has been there for 40 years. I've heard some misconceptions that this is another state program that's going to go to the 3 Cs. It absolutely does not. Green Springs has benefited tremendously from, it's more commonly known as the Ohio Public Works program. So you look around, you'll see projects everywhere. The decisions aren't made in Columbus, they're made by district boards and local elected officials, so.
Yeah,
the
when you
project
were
doesn't-
mayor, we used to see you, and you
Yeah,
came in all
your
the
project
time.
does not go to Columbus, it stays local, and those decisions are made locally, so. I mean, I don't know if there's been a more successful government program for local infrastructure than State Issue 2, so.
Well, thanks for bringing that up. I feel maybe we could have done a little better job explaining it.
No, I just.
You did a good job. I talked about it yesterday. It's on my head. I didn't even,
Well, and it brings back to our
But you
county,
make a good point.
over $30 million.
$30 million.
Just to our county, so.
Yeah, it's a great program.
Yeah, and then you have a mayor in there, and then the commissioner sits in there, and the county engineer, and here comes, and our county engineer, Mark Zimmerman, actually chairs the state of Ohio small government portion of this. So you've applied, I believe Green Springs applied for a generator, for
We do it all.
sewer,
Yeah,
everything. And
Yeah.
they
It's
built a
important.
plan, they put their money in, they would get a grant, and many, many times,
Yep.
without that, the project would never
Yeah, it
happen.
supports water, wastewater,
Yeah,
bridges, roads.
it's been great.
Pretty much any infrastructure.
Every 10
public
years, we
infrastructure.
have to renew the bond. Yeah, so if this passes, it'll be a 10-year bond for $2.5 billion, so $250 million a year for 10 years will go back to local governments. Seneca County receives about $1 million, sometimes a little more per year of that. And how that gets paid back is there's no increase in tax. It's the state legislature, when they do their budget, they have to bake that in. They have to make that payment for those bonds, and then they spend everything else on programs.
So it's almost a guarantee that we're gonna get it. In the state legislature, every 2 years when they do their budget, they have to bake that in, cut something else if they can't. So it's been working out great.
I've corrected quite a few people on Facebook, so I just
Yeah,
wanted
well,
to
thank
make
you
sure,
for bringing that up.
They know it's
It's
not
good
tax
comment.
increase, and this is not Columbus money.
Right.
This is for
Yeah.
us.
Thank you. Anything else?
I think there's one
Yep.
thing. So, early voting goes till when?
The Sunday before the election, so that would be May 5th? No, May 4th. Sunday, May the 4th be with you.
Maybe you explain that quick, that they can come down to the
Speaking of Star Wars,
location.
Yeah, the office is open for voting this week from 8 to 5 in the morning. We will be open next week from 7:30 in the morning to 7:30 PM. On Tuesday, we'll be open until 8:30 PM, then we will be open. On Sunday, the 4th, will be the last opportunity from 1 to 4, then we'll be open the Saturday from 8 to 4.
Thank you.
And Tuesday.
And most of the polling locations, we've had a few adjustments, and most folks have received notices, but it'll be the normal polling locations on election day.
Okay,
Thanks.
next meeting is
Next week,
next Thursday,
May 1st.
May 1st. Okay, 10 o'clock, meeting adjourned. Thank you.